Hey guys, what is up? It is Noel and welcome back to another video today. So today's video is actually a suggestion from a comment from Seth H. He pretty much went ahead and said, is it worth it to play free to play on old school RuneScape? I just want something to jump back in and AFK skills or something while working. So today I'm going to explain why free-to-play, in my personal opinion, is definitely worth playing, or at least checking out, especially if you've never played old school RuneScape before. It's good that they have a free-to-play option for those who do not maybe want to pay for the game. I recently made a video about how old school RuneScape has too much content in the game itself, and honestly, for free to play, there is thousands of hours of content you can go ahead and do without ever spending a dime on this game. Now, it wouldn't be the most efficient thing, but you can have a lot of fun and at least give the game a good shot on free to play, and you still have access to quite a bit of stuff. On screen right now, I'm going to show you the map, and all of the red parts of the map are areas for members, but all of the rest of the map you can go on and do every type of content in as a free-to-play account. So you have like the city of Lumbridge, Varrock, Alcrid. You've got a lot on the map here, all of the wilderness and stuff like that. There is tons of content you can go ahead and do in just free-to-play. Plus, you have a ton of free-to-play quests that you can go ahead and do. Looking right here, there's a decent amount of free-to-play quests that you can go ahead and do. And if you are thinking about maybe upgrading to members, you should go ahead and try and knock out a bunch of these quests. When I first started RuneScape back in the day, I was debating on getting membership for the longest time, and my friend said, I recommend you complete all of the free-to-play quests, and then if you still want to get membership, go ahead. And I did, and yeah, completing all the free-to-play quests in free-to-play can be kind of challenging, getting all the way up to Dragon Slayer 1, especially in free-to-play, but if you can go ahead and do that, I think you're ready for members. While being a free-to-play account, you have access to over half of the skills in the game. So you have access to attack, HP, mining, strength, smithing, defense, fishing, range, cooking, prayer, crafting, woodcutting, fire making, and magic, and even rune crafting you will have access to. Back when I first started this game in 2009, I remember going home and you'd load up RuneScape back then, and there was a silver play button and a gold play button, and I didn't know which one to click. So I waited and then eventually signed up for a silver account, which was a free-to-play account, and I was just shocked at how much stuff I was able to go ahead and do. I had no idea about anything in the game, right? I was like 10 years old at the time, and there was so much stuff for me to do in free-to-play. Like, I was a free-to-play account for the first 6 months of me playing RuneScape, and like I said, I knocked all of the quests out of the way. I went ahead and probably got to like 60 in most of the skills, maybe besides like rune crafting and stuff like that, and just kept exploring the whole game, and I got to know a good portion of the map, right, before I ever went into the members world. I'd always be very interested at the gates in Taverley, or just trying to get into the members areas. I was always very interested in that, and I knew at some point I would buy membership and get access to it all, but I knew a good portion of the map. I knew how the game worked, you know what I mean? I knew how to make money. I knew how to go to the Grand Exchange and buy stuff like that. I knew how to level up skills. I knew the map, and it was awesome. You get to learn quite a bit, honestly, in free-to-play. And today, there's even more content for free-to-play accounts to go ahead and do. You have access to all of the game modes as well. You can play a normal, your Ironman and stuff like that as well. You have access to all of that in free-to-play, which I think is very cool. We didn't have that back in the day. And to answer Seth's question about AFKing, like a good side game to play while at work or whatever, 100%. There's so many AFK activities you can go ahead and do in free-to-play. Like there's fishing trout and salmon. You could do this all the way to 99 fishing with pretty comparable XP rates, honestly, to members. And then you have things like chopping yew trees, going ahead and doing that for money, or any woodcutting method, really. Even willow trees are kind of comparable with some of the pay-to-play methods. Not the best, but there's that there as well. And you could AFK combat at like spiders or something like that. There's a decent amount of content you can go ahead and do, and there's some click intensive content, and then there's also like I said, tons of stuff you can go ahead and AFK. And if you want to give RuneScape a shot and get some base stats, 100%, why not try it? It's free, I feel like anyone who actually gives free-to-play a chance and gets to know the game will end up eventually upgrading to members, which is obviously the business strategy that they're using here, which I honestly think is good because, you know, if you like the game enough, you will subscribe, and I don't think a lot of people would subscribe or even play this game if they didn't have a free-to-play option. And the really cool thing about RuneScape as well, now this is something very challenging to go ahead and do, but you can actually pay for membership with in-game gold using bonds. Now, I know a ton of people who have went from a free-to-play account, have never spent a dime on the game, and maintain their bonds with using their in-game wealth. That is very, very cool, and it's such a cool update that Jagex went ahead and did for people who maybe can't afford membership or they don't want to spend the extra money on membership. You can actually, you know, go ahead, save a couple million GP. I'm not sure how much bonds are these days, but then you go ahead and go to the Grand Exchange and you can buy a bond, and each bond will give you 14 days of membership. So as long as you can make, you know, enough money to buy 2 bonds a month, you should be good to play this game 100% free. Now it is hard. It's one of those things where it's like you could spend the money and upgrade your gear or get some supplies, or, you know, you use the money to buy membership. But I know a ton of people who have maintained their membership just with bonds, and they don't ever pay for RuneScape with that. And I know a ton of people as well who just, you know, flip items on the Grand Exchange and use the profits to pay for bonds for membership. It's a very cool option as well, and if you love free to play enough but you still don't really want to spend money on the game, you can work your way up towards a bond, get access to the member skills, make even more money, and then just keep paying for your bonds that way. Also, free-to-play is really good for people who want to get into alts or make a second account or maybe an Ironman or something like that. You can go ahead and load it on free-to-play, see if you like playing 2 accounts at once, see if you're serious about it, see if you even want to play an Ironman or whatever, and then you don't have to, you know, go ahead and waste your money on making an account. You can try it out in free-to-play and whatever. And now they made an update where Ironman can actually buy bonds from the Grand Exchange, so you could realistically, I mean, that'd be very hard, but start as an Ironman and buy your membership through bonds that way. It's a very cool update. Ironman, you know, kind of before they had to spend money in order to become a member, but not anymore. Bonds are also a really good way to see if you like the full members version of the game as well, and then you don't have to ever spend money, right? So you could, you know, use a bond, play for the 2 weeks that you get with the bond, and see if, you know, maybe from there you won't mind going ahead and buying bonds with, or buying membership with real life money and stuff like that. But yeah, I think bonds are great. One of the best updates that Jagex has ever made. All in all, I think free-to-play is 100% worth playing, especially if you've never played RuneScape before and you want to give it a chance, or maybe you played RuneScape like a decade ago and, you know, you found an ad for it or something and you want to get back into the game. You can start as a free-to-play account and see how much you really like the game, and there is a ton of content you can go ahead and do. Like I said, probably thousands of hours of content that you can go ahead and do in just free-to-play alone, training multiple skills, exploring the area, learning how to make money, and maybe working your way up to a bond to get membership. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching today's video. If you went ahead and watched the whole video, go ahead and comment free to play down in the comments below. Thank you guys so much, and I will catch you in the next one. See ya later.